All right, we got some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. I was at the gym when I saw this tweet, and I just couldn't wait to get home to make a video about it so we could share it and talk about it down in the comment section below. Make sure you guys go ahead and comment about this news. It's going to be big news that's going to be announced very, very soon. And that is the fact that Magomed Ankalaev says that the UFC has given him a date for the Alex Pereira rematch, and he has accepted. He said this time there will be no 5 rounds, pretty much alluding or trying to convince everybody that he's probably going to knock out Alex Pereira this time around. He says, I have a date and I have accepted already. I hope my opponent will accept too. This time there will be no 5 rounds. I don't get paid by the hour. Now, so the big question here is whether or not Alex Pereira is actually going to accept. I think, in my opinion, he will. He will definitely try to accept this fight. I think the only mistake that Alex Pereira made in his last fight, compared to what everybody else is talking about, is the fact that Alex Pereira just doesn't know how to fight southpaws, and fighting in the open stance compared to fighting in a conventional style, which is just orthodox versus orthodox, is just completely different positionally. You don't have the same type of offensive schemes, honestly, truly, whenever you are fighting in a closed stance compared to an open stance. Some people don't know what an open stance is. I'm going to go over it very, very quickly. It's pretty much when a conventional fighter is facing off against southpaw. That's called an open stance. We all know that Ankalaev is a southpaw in this fight. Ankalaev was doing all the smart things a southpaw should do in an open stance, and that's pretty much pressure your opponent into becoming offensive so you could pretty much counter off their own offensive pressure. And that's pretty much all we saw Ankalaev do. A lot of people out there were saying that, oh, Alex Pereira is being, he's retreating a lot. He's not applying pressure. Well, that's because Ankalaev was making him retreat and reposition multiple times, literally throughout almost the entire fight. It wasn't until the last couple of minutes in the fifth round where Alex Pereira actually started going right, where Ankalaev started squaring up. Alex Pereira realized that and caught him with two big shots. And then we all know that Ankalaev pretty much held Alex Pereira across the fence in the last couple of minutes of the very, very last round. But that's because Alex Pereira finally realized that, oh, I can't go left against a southpaw, because this guy's just pretty much gonna bait me into going offensive and then just try to counter me. It wasn't until Pereira forced Ankalaev to square up by going right. Ankalaev fell for the trap, and then Alex Pereira went and countered Ankalaev with some big shots in the later rounds. In my honest opinion, I feel like Alex Pereira should take this opportunity. I think that there's enough film out there, especially 25 minutes of just getting his ass whooped, for Alex Pereira to come up with a smart game plan. It's gonna take a little bit of a savvy approach. I don't know if his coaches are aware of how to approach a battle that's in the open stance with Alex Pereira's disposition, which is naturally being a offensive counter fighter. We always say that Alex Pereira has, a lot of offensive pressure, but a lot of people don't realize is that he baits his opponents into being offensive. That's how he was able to beat Khalil Roundtree the first time around, and that's how he beat Jerry Prohaska a lot of, especially in the first fight. In the second fight, he caught him with like a switch kick to the face. That was a different bit of, it was a different bit of a position. But in the first fight, he pretty much baited Jerry Prohaska into being offensive and pretty much worked against that. I think that Alex Pereira definitely 100%, without a doubt, if he's able to figure out how to fight in the open stance, he could definitely beat Ankalaev. Let's not forget that Alex Pereira is a champion. He's knocked out a lot of people. This guy didn't get taken down, I don't think, at all. The first time he fought Ankalaev, so that is a good sign for everybody out there that's rooting for Alex Pereira. Is that, oh, Alex Ankalaev tried to take him down multiple times, and Alex Pereira was able to hold his own, especially in the grappling and wrestling department, by not getting taken down pretty much. So that's a good thing to see. That's a good thing to look forward to in the next matchup. It's just all about the positioning and decision making when it comes to fighting in the open stance. Southpaw versus Orthodox is just a completely different game. If you guys have done Muay Thai, of course, a lot of you guys have probably done MMA, have been to MMA classes, but especially in kickboxing, Muay Thai, and boxing itself, you do see a lot of open stance fights, and you could pretty much agree, anybody out there that's done some hard sparring, been in actual bouts, that fighting a southpaw is a different game. You do have to approach it completely differently from fighting in a closed stance. So hopefully Alex Pereira is able to make some adjustments and get a decent win over Ankalaev. For Ankalaev, honestly, personally, I feel like he should just go for his regular um game plan, the original game plan he had against Alex Pereira. Because if let's just say that Alex Pereira just doesn't make the proper adjustments and just goes in there thinking that, oh, being faster and stronger is going to win him the fight. I think that Alex Pereira is going to be in for another rude awakening. I think that Ankalaev is definitely going to go in there and beat him again. I think that Alex Pereira does have to make some major adjustments, especially in his decision making and the striking, if he wants to have any success against Ankalaev. Because if he doesn't, Ankalaev's just going to go in there and pretty much dominate him again in the striking and just hold him to the fence to win rounds. And every time that Alex Pereira does find some offensive success, we all know that Ankalaev's probably going to go in and try to hold Alex Pereira to the fence. That's no disrespect to Ankalaev at all. I know there's a lot of people out there. I even made a video talking and trolling people on the internet saying that Ankalaev was like the ultimate cuddling champion. And a lot of people actually fell for the rage bait. And it got me a lot of interaction, which was pretty funny because I didn't expect people to actually fall for rage bait on YouTube, but they do. So that was pretty hilarious to kind of witness. But in all seriousness, Ankalaev knows how to win rounds. He is gonna try to apply some pressure, land some offensive exchanges, and then he's gonna try to hold him to the fence. He's gonna try to hold Alex Pereira to the fence as soon as he feels like Alex Pereira is gaining some sort of momentum in the fight. It's definitely gonna be a very interesting second fight because, as we know, if Alex Pereira loses to Ankalaev for the second time in a row, I mean, what is that gonna say about Alex Pereira's career? That, oh, the one guy who was able to beat him was Ankalaev. That's just gonna make Ankalaev's name even bigger. He's gonna have like crazy fandom at that point if he's able to defeat Alex Pereira for a second time around. For Alex Pereira, I mean, honestly, this would just be a fight based purely on the legacy because he needs to get this dub back. It at least has to be 1-1. Maybe there's gonna be a third fight after this because I'm pretty sure that Ankalaev is gonna be like, "Oh, I want my rematch. They gave Alex Pereira a rematch. I want mine." There probably is gonna be a third fight, so this could very well be like a huge legacy series that we're gonna be approaching. And this has the possibilities to become one of the most watched, one of the most debated fights in UFC history, just based off two big names. Well, now Ankalaev being a big name in the light heavyweight division because he did take down literally the face of the UFC. So this is going to be pretty interesting. A lot of big possibilities coming from this fight. Has the potential to become a very interesting series and honestly classic fights that the UFC needs nowadays in order to keep the UFC pumping. Because let's be honest, this is a different topic for a different video, but the UFC hasn't really been producing that many interesting main events. I think that this is the most recent one, in my opinion, that's like, oh, damn. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you guys excited for this rematch? Are you guys rooting for Alex Pereira or Magomed Ankalaev? Agree or disagree with anything that I said in this video? Make sure you guys to let me know down in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel anyways. Let's go ahead and grow MMA YouTubers as a whole so we could just continue to talk about the sport and grow the sport more. I would greatly appreciate it. As always, it's a pleasure. Peace out and have a good one.